I had a buddy who had a great porno stash, and he had so many that he couldn't keep track, so I had like 5 or 6 mags myself, just going to town at it.
Magazines.
Yeah, remember that? Like I was alive before the internet. Unbelievable.
Yeah, I remember my friend Johnny and I had a little shed out back. We found all these in a bag somewhere, and we put them out in this little tiny shed we made out back. And we would just go back there, and we would both kneel down, and we would just both read them sitting next to each other. Just super awkward,
Yeah.
like, thinking back on it now. I'm like, was I just sitting there with a guy reading Porno Mag? What did I think was going to come from... And did I used to flip mine and hope it was like a flip book and they'd start moving? Then the internet came around and solved all my dreams. Did he steal them all one day, though, I'm pretty sure, and
Dude,
sell them?
that son of a
Kill 'em,
bitch.
yeah.
Remember how, like, and that's the thing, man, as soon as, like, because I would bring them home and exchange them out, and he's like, when did you take that? What are you doing with that? Are my pages sticky? I'm like, fuck you. You know? I was all defensive, but I'm like, I'm not doing anything, man. I'm not doing anything. What are you doing?
With the magazine thing, and I was talking to you, I was like, hey, I was joking, but sort of. But I would try to flip it like a flip book. I did. And see if we could get a little video going. When the internet first came out, remember, I'm talking first came out, we're running 56K baud modems, 28 even, and you're checking out some porn sites. Have you ever been looking at porn when you had a dial-up modem before? Have you been in that situation?
Oh, absolutely.
Because I have. Is it not the worst thing when the picture comes up, like, hair, eyes, nose, mouth, top of the chest, and this is taking like 10 minutes. It's really a rhythm killer is my whole thing. And I don't know if everybody's kind of been through this, but and I've even had some where I go to load the picture and I'm like, oh, I bet you this picture's going to be great because it's just a link. They didn't even used to do thumbnails back then because the internet was so slow.
Yeah.
So you just click a link that's like hot box, and I'm like, let me check that. So I would click that, and it would go to open up, and you'd start to see the face, but it took like 10 minutes to get there, and then no boobs. And I'm like, what's going on? So then you click back. That takes another 5 minutes, and you have to click another picture. It was really the worst time for masturbation. I really think if I wasn't so committed to the internet, that I would have went back to magazines. But I really knew it was going to take off one day, and I'm really happy that we are where we are right now with it.
Wow, you and masturbation have a very tight-knit relationship, and I'm proud of. Kind of sounds like you guys have been through some similar things, like to me and Kirsten, and I sympathize with you. Yeah, I absolutely, can I say yes to you, because I'm a hopeless romantic, so like you were checking out the hot box. I like a little substance in my porn, so I wanted to watch the 30-second mini film. You know what I mean? And is that thing just so buffered that you couldn't even watch them? Like it's,
Sure.
So I'm trying to watch, like two women romance one another by the fire while I'm romancing myself. And this thing, and it's like unbelievable how long it's taking. And then, you know what? I remember actually walking away, grabbing the people, and just, tugging to whoever was on the cover. As long as it was a woman, of course. Is that awkward? Just grabbing a people like, oh, bathing suit shot.
Okay, and that was one of the things I was going to bring up just then, because I was thinking about the old Something About Mary when he's looking at the old JCPenney's lingerie ad. Have you ever done anything like that? That was that sad.
Vicky's Secrets? I stole all my mother's Victoria's Secrets.
Hilarious.
All of them, man.
I'm with you, buddy.
Because I was in love with Tyra Banks, and she was back in the day. That's who was in the Victoria's Secrets, and I was just, wow.
I'm pretty sure I've masturbated to nothing before. Is that weird? Not even a thought. Just.
No, I've also, just like, you know what? I'm feeling lazy today. I need a nap, and I wasn't falling asleep real well.
I'm masturbated to it being 105 out. Just, whatever. Just, you know what, Dominic? It's been a good day. Let's just throw one off. What?
Remember the first time that you discovered the old morning pull, where you wake up in the morning and you can go a little longer in the morning. It's actually, ladies, if you're listening, my favorite time. It's my favorite time to go at it because, I last a little bit longer. So instead of 2 minutes, I definitely bumped my game up to 5.5. So I'm proud of that.
Nice work, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, hold on. Can we upgrade at some point and actually get clapping sounds? I don't know, instead of me just doing it. But that's amazing. Actually, I wasn't clapping. Fooled you, pants down. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, do you remember the discovery of the morning tug?
I was more of a late nighter. I need some sleep. I'm having a little trouble going to sleep tonight. Thank you.
Well, what I'm saying is I think that if you're masturbating for the purpose of falling asleep, you might have a problem.
Really?
Because I've never heard of a doctor, prescribing, why don't you go home and give yourself a good how are you?
Can I ask you this question? Because I've done this, and I'm pretty embarrassed to say, because I was asking you earlier about the worst thing you've ever done it to, and you kind of mentioned People magazine and your mom's Victoria's Secret, which is pretty generic stuff as far as like porno is concerned. I mean, there's a lot of imagination that has to take place for that to happen. Here's one thing I did that I don't know if other kids are doing, but I'm pretty embarrassed to admit it. Have you ever done it to, you go back to the old days before cable, do you remember the adult channels, how they were all swirly?
Bingo. Yes,
do you remember how every now and then, honestly, because I would watch the Playboy channel all the time because it would come in all swirly, and I can make out boobs and stuff. Like, you could still hear it, so I could hear everything, and then I could make out, I'm like, oh, it's a boob, but it's always like boob, green, purple, boob, swirly boob. All the time. But did I make that work a couple times? Sometimes it was really hard, though. I want to admit that.
What was great about that, to even further commence your story, we had a cable service with the old generic, the box with the red digits, that huge black box with your cable, and you could change it to the Playboy channel. The first 5 minutes would be clear.
before it's blurred out?
Yeah, like they'd be full, and some of the movies would start right away with naked. So, I mean, I would be on that all the time.
I remember turning to it one time, and somehow something got messed up, probably at the cable thing or whatever, but it accidentally got activated for like 2 days. And I remember it was like freaking Christmas, and I was trying to keep it on the DL.
Did you leave it on
everybody
those
in the
whole
house?
2 days?
No, I mean, I came out of the room every now and then, but only to get more towels.
If that would have happened, my mom would have been calling me for dinner. Nope, I might have to go to the restroom if that happens. Not having dinner tonight. Yeah, that's amazing. Not only that, to even go in further that, would I like every 3 or 4 months order one, and my mom would call and be like, this is a mistake, and she'd get it wiped off.
Nobody did that in my house. It's just me and my 18-year-old Dustin who just found himself. He's a late bloomer.
Yeah. So she's like, yeah, Dustin's he's too busy playing basketball. I don't even know if he likes girls. I did that, though. I would like periodically put one on there, and then I'd be like, she would never even ask me about it. She'd just get them wiped right out. It really worked out well. Well, I should maybe call her one of these days and let her know it was me. Let her know that we literally owe the porno industry hundreds of dollars for my youth. Yeah, if they're compiling interest and everything, I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to go work for them or something. But